Hello Patriots, welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, June 17th, 2024. Today's topic, the 7 stages of dementia, and what stage is Joe Biden at? Yeah, it's a pretty tough subject there, ain't it? I'm not a doctor. Never even been around anybody that's got dementia. And there's probably going to be some critics. Joe Biden definitely has dementia. Just don't know what stage it's at. And I want to educate myself. I really do. So I'm going to do this video. This lady's going to go through all 7 stages. Not very long. And basically explain the 7 stages. And we're going to get educated today. Patriots, never too young, never too old to get educated. So y'all hold on tight as we enter the batting zone.
I'm Deborah Costu, your personal trainer for everything Alzheimer's and dementia. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be using the GDS model, or the Global Deterioration Scale, 7-stage model of dementia. Using the GDS, or the Global Deterioration Scale model, helps us to estimate the life expectancy and when life functions will diminish until the final outcome, death. Depending on your physician, the doctor may use either a 7-stage or a 3-stage model. Make sure that you know which one your loved one's doctor is referring to. I will do a video for each model, and today I'll be covering the 7-stage model. The GDS, or Global Deterioration Scale, provides an overview of cognitive decline. It is the 7-stage model where caregivers can get a general idea of where their loved one falls in the progression of brain deterioration. It is achieved by observing the patient's behavioral characteristics and comparing them to the CDS. Now, again, it's important to remember that these stages are fluid. A person with dementia can fluctuate to some extent back and forth, especially through the beginning and intermediate stages. Not so in the later stages or end of life. Generally speaking, during stages 1 through 3, the subject is still independent. These stages are considered pre-dementia stages, with little or no noticeable symptoms. Symptoms do not obstruct living independently. MCI, or mild cognitive impairment, would fall into these 3 categories. Stages 4 through 7 are considered the dementia stages. This patient is now requiring some or complete assistance of care. Beginning at stage 5, the person with Alzheimer's or dementia will rely on assistance at some level. Let's go over each stage, the symptoms of each one, remembering that people can show symptoms from more than one stage at a time. The Alzheimer's Association is reporting that a person is actively losing brain cells from the disease up to 20 years before presenting with any symptoms. Let's now discuss the stages, starting with stage 1. Stage 1, no cognitive decline. Stage 1 is the best because no symptoms are present. That's not to say that the disease is not there. It is, believe me. The brain damage and cell death is well underway. But but the person will not be showing any symptoms at this point in the disease process. The patient or your loved one will be functioning normally with no noticeable impact on memory or any need for intervention. The brain is undergoing cell death and physical changes, but it is not significant enough to show its ugly self to you just yet. Stage 2, very mild cognitive decline, or AAMI, which stands for age-associated memory impairment. This person in stage 2 will test normally on a cognitive exam. They are still independent in daily activities, and they may notice slight memory loss. Family and friends might notice a slight deficit in memory. This stage would be more of a nuisance and more likely brushed off as normal forgetfulness or typical aging, or again, AAMI, or age-associated memory impairment. This person could still carry on employment and interact socially with no problem. In stage 2, a person may lose items and become less organized. We are highly functioning at level 2. At this stage, we are not diagnosed yet, or the doctor may determine that the patient suffers from AAMI, age-associated memory impairment. At this point of the disease process, it would be impossible to make a diagnosis of dementia due to the lack of symptoms. But don't worry, they're on their way. Stage 3, mild cognitive decline, also referred to as MCI, or mild cognitive impairment. As we move into stage 3, we are now seeing and recognizing a deficiency in memory. This person, if they are still working, may function normally. However, coworkers or family and friends will begin noticing changes or seeing a decline in work performance. If an evaluation is performed by the doctor, this is when changes can be recognized or a baseline is determined for future testing. This subject may get lost in unfamiliar places or while driving. The person in stage 3 will not retain much of what is read and will begin having trouble with words. This person may begin to withdraw from social interactions out of fear of being called out, and they may be in denial of changes happening in the brain. The patient may experience mild to moderate anxiety, and can you blame them? This is scary stuff. Noticing that something is not right in your head, terrifying. Denial, anxiety, and fear is just awful. Stage 4, early dementia or moderate cognitive decline. At this point, it's pretty clear that the person has some form of dementia. The person will now find it difficult to perform more complicated tasks like planning a vacation, navigating airports, balancing a checkbook, or handling finances. At stage 4, denial is a common occurrence. This person may withdraw from more challenging situations or social activities that require more cognitive effort or bandwidth. At this level, the patient will have impaired knowledge of current events. They may not be able to recall details of their own personal medical history. Time and place will become an issue for them. Their personality may become more toned down or flat. Familiar people may not be recognized. At stage 5, this person will be requiring some assistance to survive. This is when they will not be able to retrieve information like their address, phone number, names of grandchildren. They may not know the day of the week, the month, the year, or the season. They usually recognize their own name and mostly know their children and spouses' names. They are still independent in toileting and can feed themselves. However, they may need assistance with choosing the appropriate attire for the season. The next stage is stage 6, moderately severe cognitive decline. At this time, the person with dementia may occasionally not remember a spouse's name, and they will be able to distinguish a familiar person from a stranger, even if they don't know that person's name. At stage 6, they may start having toileting issues, like incontinence. They will still respond to their own name. This is the stage when the person with dementia will have personality changes and have trouble regulating their emotions. They may begin having delusions and become suspicious of others. At stage 6, the person with dementia may begin to have obsessive, repetitive symptoms. They may get overly agitated, resulting in violence and other outbursts. So sad. They will have lost their willpower due to being unable to carry a thought long enough to determine a purposeful course of action or outcome. The last and final stage, stage 7, severe dementia. Very severe cognitive decline. During the course of this final stage, communication will cease and the person will not be able to express wishes or desires. They will still understand a kind presence and can sometimes tap or hum to music. At this last stage of the disease, the person will be completely dependent on others for survival. They will not be able to feed themselves, and they can no longer walk. The final end of stage 7 results in the brain no longer signaling the lungs to breathe and the heart to beat, resulting in death. So there's the summary of the 7-stage model of dementia. And remember that these stages are not cut and dry.
Wow.
People with
Wow. You know, before that video, I would have said Joe has checked out. Elvis has left the building. I mean, the man is he's not with us anymore. It is my opinion, after listening to her go through those stages. Now, she said that a person, you know, can live basically 20 years without any signs at all of dementia. I guess it starts out as Alzheimer's and then grows from there. But it is my opinion, Joe Biden is in stage 6 of dementia. Moderate decline, basically sewing himself, no control whatsoever of his bowel movements. This is a really touchy subject. I mean, I couldn't even fathom having a conversation about my parents, something like that. It's a touchy subject. But we're talking about Joe Biden, Commander-in-Chief, leader of the free world. We've all seen how Joe's progressed since January 20th, 2021, 3.5 years into his presidency. I personally feel like he went from stage 1 into stage 6. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know in the comment section below what your opinion is. It's really sad. Like I said, it's a touchy subject. That man should be getting some serious help from his family and his loved ones instead of walking around on stage, soiling himself, freezing up, and his family standing all around him doing nothing about it, letting him embarrass himself and America. It that's really just flabbergasting to me. How somebody could let their husband, somebody that they supposedly love, go to something like that. Really. I mean, think of it on a serious level, man. Seriously. It ain't no joke. Joe Biden is, in my opinion, stage 6 of dementia. I'll still tell you today, Joe has checked out, man. He checked out a while ago, freezing up, yeah, squatting down. I mean, we all know what it's like. Your child in diapers, you know, walk across the floor all happy and could be, and then all of a sudden they just stop and squat a little bit and their fist ball up. That's what Joe Biden's doing. He's doing it on national TV. The whole world's eyes are on Joe Biden. It is a shame to me. Really a shame. Yeah, but that was a good education. Tough subject to talk about. But like I said, y'all let me know in the comment section what your opinion is. And hang on, Joe. Hang on. Stage 7 is pretty much your brain quits telling your lungs to breathe, your heart to beat, death. I personally, I mean, it comes to all of us. It comes to all of us. But what Joe's doing, or it ain't Joe. It ain't Joe. We all know that Joe's not running this country. He's not cognitively there to run this country. Somebody else is. Obama, maybe. The far left, the squad. I don't know. You know, all Democrats, the mainstream media, they all try to cover this up. Well, Joe's just, you know, getting up there in age, and, you know, he makes mistakes, and you heard it here on this video. That's like stage 1 or 2. Denial. Denial. I mean, I can understand that out of somebody that has dementia. But the mainstream media standing up there saying, no, Joe's smart as a tack. Absolute joke, man. Absolute joke. Touchy subject. Hey, I love y'all. Y'all make sure to share this video. Comment on the video. Let me know your opinion. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And we'll catch you on the next go around.